Hey, what's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com, and in today's video I'll be unboxing the Comica Vimo C3 wireless lavalier microphone. I'll also show you how to set it up and run it through some real-world tests to see how it performs. Whether you're a seasoned creator or just starting out, good audio is crucial and can make or break your content. So today we're getting up close and personal with the Comica Vimo C3 wireless lavalier microphone. Now real quick before we get started, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Helps me bring you more resources and it keeps you up to date with all of the web and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's unbox this mic and see what it can do. Okay, as always, I want to thank Comica for sending me this Vimo C microphone. I'm a huge fan of their products, but please note that I'm not biased. We're going to take a really close look at this mic to make sure it's worth your hard-earned money. Okay, so out of the box, you get the user manual. There's a lot of helpful step-by-step visuals in this guide, so I highly recommend checking it out whenever you have some extra time. Also in this little packet is the warranty card and some Comica branded stickers. Next, we have this branded carrying case. Feels pretty sturdy and protective. I'd be comfortable traveling with this. And then whenever we unzip it, we have all the components of the Vimo C tucked away nicely within the case. All right, so let's take a closer look inside. First, we have the battery case. Again, this feels sturdy and a nice build quality. It's lightweight and looks cool too. Also, this not only charges your mics and transmitter, but it keeps your equipment safe and secure if you're on the go. And we'll take a closer look at the unit as a whole in just a bit, but as I open it, you'll see that the power indicator lights come on, and then within the battery case, we have the two mics and the receiver. And we'll take a closer look at this battery case and everything in it in just a bit. Okay, moving on to the cables. And each one is packaged individually within the carrying case. First, we have the 3.5mm TRS to 3.5mm TRRS audio cable. This lets you connect the receiver to TRRS compatible devices. Next is the 3.5mm TRS to 3.5mm TRS audio cable. This lets you connect the receiver to TRS compatible devices. Next is the USB-C to USB-A charging cable. This lets you charge your equipment. And as you'll see in a few moments, it plugs into the battery case and keeps everything charged. Then there's the 2-in-1 charging/monitoring adapter cable. This is how you can connect headphones to the receiver and charge it simultaneously if needed. And then finally we have the wind muffs, and these attach to the top of your mics and help block wind to improve your recordings. And since there are two mics, we get two of these little guys. Okay, so that's everything that comes in the box. Next, let's take a closer look at the Vimo C and set it up so that we can begin recording. Okay, taking a closer look at the components, first we have the battery case, and when you open it, you'll see the two mics and receiver fit nicely in there. This is where you can charge your recording equipment. You'll also see the blue lights on the left corner of the battery. This is the power indicator. Each blue light represents 25% of the battery case's power, so when it's down to one light, you'll need to charge. And speaking of that, when you first take the receiver out of the case, you'll need to remove that plastic covering over the display screen and the protective film over the charging connector. Removing that ensures that you can charge it within the battery case. You'll also want to make sure and do this for the two mics as well. Once the protective film is removed from the bottom of the mics, they can properly charge within the battery case. Moving to the side of the receiver, starting at the top, we have the USB charging and monitoring port. This is where you can plug in headphones and charge the unit separately, and I'll show you how to do that in just a bit. Below that are two multifunctional buttons. These control the volume for the mics, pairing, and the display rotation. A short press of either button controls the mic volume, a long press rotates the display on the front of the receiver, and a long press also pairs the receiver to a mic if needed. Flipping over to the other side, starting at the top, we have the 3.5mm TRS audio output port, and then below that, the round orange button is multifunctional as well. It serves as the power button and the channel mode switch, allowing you to switch from mono to stereo or safety modes. Then on the back is the clip, and this allows you to attach the receiver to your camera or wherever you see fit. All right, and then remember to charge the unit, just place it back in the battery case like so. Okay, moving on to the microphones, and there are two in this case. I personally love the aesthetics of these mics. It's super minimalist, lightweight, and professional looking. And then you'll notice the blue light flashing on the front of it. This is the status indicator. Blinking blue means it's unpaired, but it should automatically pair and turn static blue when we have both the mic and receiver out at the same time. There's also other color indicators, but we'll go over them a little later on. Moving over to the side of the mic, the round orange button is the power and muting button. Long presses for on and off, and short presses for muting. Below that is the denoise and pairing button. Short presses to turn the denoise feature on and off, and long presses for pairing with the receiver if needed. Then on the bottom, we have the charging contacts, and then the USB-C charging port to charge the unit separately from the battery case if you need to. Then on the back is the clip. This lets you clip the mic to your clothes or wherever you see fit. And then finally on the top of the mic is the internal microphone. This is where you'll want to direct your sound to. All right, that's everything in the battery case. Next, let me show you how to charge the battery case itself. So as we briefly went over a few minutes ago, those 4 blue lights on the front of the case indicate the power. So when those lights are low, you'll need to charge. And it's pretty straightforward. You'll plug the USB-C side of the cable that came with the unit into the port located on the bottom of the case. You'll then plug the USB-A side of the cable into your power source. I'm charging it in my wall socket that has a USB-A port for charging devices, but you can use whatever is most convenient for you. Also, if your power source uses a USB-C port, you'll need to attach a USB-C adapter, and that will give you the ability to charge via a USB-C port, just FYI. Okay, next let's quickly go over the screen display on the receiver. So when you take the receiver out of the battery case, you get this nice lit up display screen showing you some important aspects of your audio equipment and recording. Starting with the channel selector. If you click that round orange button on the side of the unit, this lets you cycle through the mono, stereo, and safety modes of your recording. You can see that whenever you have selected will display towards the upper left corner of the screen. Next to that is the battery icon. This indicates the power of the receiver itself. It's fully charged at the moment. Then below that we have the mics. They separate them by letter. There's mic A and mic B, and this shows you the mic signal strength, volume, battery life, and levels. And you can change the volume of each mic by pressing the assigned button on the other side of the receiver. Pressing the volume A button allows you to change the volume for the first mic. And it has 4 different levels, 1 through 4. And again, this gives you some on-the-spot control of the volume if needed. Also, if we take a look at the mic itself, you'll see that this is mic A and it's currently paired. We can tell by that blue static light. And the units should be automatically paired at the factory. However, if you're seeing a blinking blue light here when you have both the mic and the receiver out of the battery case, you'll need to repair the devices. And you can do that by long pressing the pairing button on the side of the receiver. Also, if we press the round orange button on the side of the mic, this will mute it and we get the red status light, as well as the mute status on the receiver. The same thing goes for the denoise feature, not shown here, but if you click that button below the orange button on the side of the mic, this removes background noise from your recording and the status light will be static green on the mic. Okay, moving on. Next, let me show you how to connect the mic to a camera. Okay, for this example, I'm going to connect the receiver and transmitter to my Nikon DSLR camera. This will essentially allow me to capture audio from my wireless mic and sync it with the video being recorded in the camera. And it's super easy to set up. All you're going to do is use the clip on the transmitter to secure it to the camera, then connect the two with the 3.5mm TRS to TRS cable. So first things first, I'm going to attach the receiver to the camera with the clip and slide it into the hot shoe located on the top of the camera. Most cameras should have a hot shoe like this. If not, you may need to get creative. Next, plug the 3.5mm TRS cable into the out port located on the side of the transmitter. And then finally, plug the other end of the 3.5mm TRS cable into the mic port on the camera. Now, not shown here are the camera audio settings. You may need to go into the camera settings and configure the audio so that it uses the mic and transmitter, but this camera automatically switches the audio input, so we're good to go. All right, next let me show you how to attach the mic to your clothes when recording. So it's a pretty straightforward setup. Just use the clip on the back of the mic to clip it onto your collar or wherever you see fit, and you're good to go. Again, it does a great job at staying in place, and I think it looks cool too. I love the aesthetics of these mics. Okay, next let's go over how to attach the windscreen. Remember, both mics come with their own windscreen to help improve the quality of your recordings in the elements, and it's pretty simple. If you look on the bottom of the windscreen, you'll see this little rubber adapter. You'll just line up the part with the notch with the clip on the mic, and you're just going to press it on top. And once connected, you can now improve the quality of sound if you're recording in windy elements. Also not shown here, to remove the windscreen, just gently pull it off of the mic. All right, moving on. Next, let me show you how to connect headphones if you want to monitor your recordings. So if your headphones use a 3.5mm jack like mine do, you'll need to use the 2-in-1 adapter that came with the mic. And all you'll do is plug the male side of the headphones into the female 3.5mm TRS port in the adapter like so. Then plug the USB-C part of the adapter into the receiver, and this will give you the ability to monitor the audio coming from the wireless mic. And speaking of that, next, let's take this for a spin and test the audio quality of the mic out in the field. All right, let's test the wireless mic outside. I am in my front yard, and I do have the little windscreen on, so hopefully we can block out some wind. I'm about 15 yards away. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And let me turn the denoiser on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And we'll turn it off. I'm obviously outside, but there is a street behind me. A lot of background noise going on. And here comes a little wind. But let's turn it back on so you could hear the difference. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's test this out. I'm gonna go across the street really quick. It's about 30, 40 yards away, and we'll test the distance. So here we are again, about 30, 40 yards away. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And turned off the noise reduction. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Turn it back on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, now that we've gone through the specs and have officially tested the Comica Vimo C3, here are my final thoughts. So I've personally used a handful of wireless mics for my content, everything from super high-end to low-budget products. And I have to say that this Comica wireless mic is probably the best performing wireless setup that I've ever used. Everything from its build quality to the digital signal processing, noise reduction feature, low latency, 20-hour battery life, the 4-level gain control, and the overall ease of use, not to mention it's only $99. You're really getting a high-quality product for an affordable price. Also, we didn't cover it in this video, but the Vimo C3 is compatible with mobile devices as well. However, you will need to purchase a female 3.5mm TRRS microphone adapter cable to Lightning connector. And you can find them on Amazon for about $20. I'll link to one in the video description below, but this will allow the wireless mic to work with a mobile device like an iPhone. So even though Comica gave me this mic, I would absolutely purchase it and will purchase other mics from them based on my experience with this particular mic. And again, I'll link to their product page in the video description below if you want to check it out. But again, I highly recommend the Comica Vimo C3 if you're looking to upgrade your audio and use a wireless mic. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're thinking about starting a blog, you gotta check out my step-by-step tutorials. They'll show you everything you need to know in order to build, grow, and monetize a professional WordPress blog. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.